My parents took my college fund to buy my brother a car, so I bought a house in secret and now they're losing their minds. Hey Reddit. This story still blows my mind when I think about it. I 22F, never thought I'd be in a position where my own parents would steal from me, call me ungrateful, and then act shocked when I finally stopped playing the good daughter role. Let me give you the full story, because it didn't happen overnight. It took years of favoritism, manipulation, and entitlement before I finally decided, enough is enough. Growing up, the golden child versus the responsible one. I have one older brother, Ethan, 24M. Growing up, Ethan was the fun one, the golden boy, the guy who could do no wrong. Meanwhile, I was the quiet, responsible one, the mature kid who supposedly didn't need attention because I was so good. You know the type of parenting I'm talking about, where the loud, reckless kid gets constant attention, while the quiet one just gets ignored because you're fine. When we were kids, if Ethan wanted a new phone, he got it. If I asked for one, I got a lecture about earning it. If he failed a class, they blamed the teacher. If I got an A instead of an A+, they asked why I didn't study harder. I didn't say anything because I honestly thought that's just how families were. But the difference really started to show when college came into the picture. The college fund. Ever since I was a kid, my grandparents, my dad's parents, had been putting money into a college fund for me and Ethan. The deal was simple. When we graduated high school, we'd both get access to our portion to pay for college or use it responsibly, like for education or housing. By the time I was 18, the fund had grown to around $90,000 total, $45K for Ethan, $45K for me. Ethan went to college first. He dropped out after a year. Apparently college was too stressful for him. My parents didn't make him pay back a cent. They said, he tried, that's what matters. His $45K, gone. Tuition, an apartment he barely stayed in, and a ridiculous amount of living expenses that he spent on parties, tech, and who knows what else. Whatever, his money, his choices. I didn't care until I found out that his bad decisions would soon become my problem. When I got accepted. Fast forward to my senior year. I got accepted into a great university, my dream school actually. I worked hard, got scholarships, and even landed a part-time job lined up for when I started. I was so excited. My parents acted supportive at first. But then, out of nowhere, my dad started making weird comments like, "Are you sure you want to go that far away? You know, college is expensive, you might have to take out loans." I was confused. I reminded them that my college fund was supposed to cover tuition and housing. That's when they got quiet. A few days later, my mom told me, "We need to have a family meeting." The family meeting. That night, my parents sat me and Ethan down and told me that my college fund was temporarily used to help Ethan get back on his feet. I was stunned. I asked what that meant. My mom tried to soften it by saying, "It's not gone, honey. We just used a portion to help your brother get a car and settle down." A portion, yeah, right. It turns out they took $35,000 of my college fund to buy Ethan a brand new car because he needed it to get to work. When I asked how much was left, they said $10,000. $10,000. I just sat there numb. I worked my butt off, skipped parties, took extra classes, volunteered, and they just handed my future away like it was nothing. When I got angry, my dad said, "You're overreacting, you're young, you'll earn it back. You should be happy your brother doing better now." The fallout. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, not in front of them. I just said okay and left the table. That night, I moved all my personal files, documents, and IDs to a friend's house, because something in me knew I couldn't trust them anymore. Over the next few weeks, I made a new plan. I wasn't going to beg them to give my money back. I was going to outsmart them. The plan. With my scholarship and part-time job, I managed to pay for community college for 2 years, instead of going to the expensive university right away. I lived cheaply, took summer classes, and worked non-stop. I also started a small online business, tutoring and editing essays. It started small, but word spread fast, and I ended up making a decent side income. Meanwhile, my parents kept acting like nothing happened. They even bragged to relatives about how independent I was, and how proud they were that I didn't need help. Help that they literally stole from me. Ethan, by the way, totaled his new car within a year. My parents bought him another one. I kept quiet. I didn't even tell them when I transferred to a better school for my final 2 years. The surprise. By the time I graduated, I had managed to save nearly $50,000 from work, scholarships, and my business. After graduation, I got a good job, and I made another $40K in my first year. So I decided to do something big. I bought a small house, not fancy but mine, fully in my name, paid mostly in cash. I didn't tell anyone, not even my parents. They only found out because my cousins saw me moving in and mentioned it at a family barbecue. The look on my mom's face when she heard I bought a house was priceless. She asked, "How did you afford that?" I smiled and said, "College money goes a long way when no one steals it from you." The table went silent. My dad's face turned red. He said, "You don't talk to your parents like that." I said, "Then don't steal from your kids. Now they're losing their minds." After that, my mom started calling me constantly. She said I was being cruel and that family helps family. Apparently, Ethan's struggling again, and my parents want me to help him out since I'm doing so well. I told them absolutely not. My dad accused me of being selfish. My mom cried and said, "We raised you better than this." So I said, "You raised me to be responsible. You raised him to be dependent. Don't punish me for learning the lesson you never taught him." They hung up. That was 6 months ago. They've been guilt-tripping me ever since. They even showed up to my house once, demanding I lend Ethan $10K. I told them if they didn't leave, I'd call the cops. Now my relatives are divided. Half think I should forgive and forget. The other half say my parents had it coming. Update: the twist. About a month ago, my grandmother, the one who started the college fund, found out what happened. She was furious. Apparently, my parents told her they redistributed the money between us because I got scholarships. She didn't buy it. She checked the old bank records and realized how much they took. And guess what she did? She changed her will. She told me directly, "When I'm gone, everything skips your parents. It goes to you." I didn't even ask for that, but she said it was the only way she could make things right. When my parents found out, they lost it. My dad screamed at me that I was turning the family against him. I said, "No, you did that when you took what wasn't yours." Final thought. It's funny how people love to preach about family loyalty until you stop letting them use you. I didn't cut my parents off overnight, they forced me to. I'm still sad about it sometimes. But when I unlock my own front door, when I see the title with my name on it, when I realize I built this life myself, it's worth it. And every time my parents complain that I don't visit anymore, I just think back to that night. They told me my education didn't matter as much as Ethan's car. They taught me exactly what family shouldn't be. And for that, I'll always be grateful.